Anybody designing anything for individuals, unless they consult those individuals or have a way to interact with those individuals or get an input from those individuals, they will get it wrong.
Sometimes, in fact, it's only the users themselves who know exactly what's needed.
There's a lot of open source products and projects available. They tend to be created and run by developers.
REALISE is a Jisc-funded project that has been designed to look at open innovation, in particular in the world of assistive technology. Assistive technology are those technologies that help disabled people, but also all of us, in that we might all need help in the future.
It's about trying to create an online community between very different groups of people to generate new and appropriate technology.
To bring together users who have particular needs, developers who can satisfy those needs, and businesses and organizations that can help sustain that sort of open technology.
One of the major issues we have for assistive technology and this very niche market is being able to sustain projects beyond the initial idea.
Can we apply open innovation where you're only selling a small number of units into the market?
Because if somebody isn't making money out of a solution, then it's difficult to make it sustainable.
We knew that this kind of resource, online community, was needed, was desired by the various groups. But REALISE was somewhat different because we wanted to focus on open innovation, where people not only shared their ideas and feedback, but also the actual design of what was being created.
It really is 3 stages, although of course there's a continuum within each of those stages. The first stage is the idea, and anybody can come up with an idea. Just somebody who has a need, or somebody who wants to develop a project for the marketplace, or even somebody who just wants to explore, is there a marketplace for a particular idea? And that's really simple. You just drop the idea on the website.
And then other people can come in and say, yeah, I think that's a good idea, or have you seen this? It does a similar thing, or how about trying it to do it this way? And after discussion takes place on REALISE, then somebody can say, well, I think we ought to go with this.
And those ideas might well end up being possibly funded, so they might go into an incubator because someone has voted that actually this idea is a particularly good one.
People define exactly what they want in more detail. Then they can actually look at how the community is going to work, and there are tools on REALISE to help people come to these decisions.
People are trying to come together to form a group that's viable to make it a successful project.
The other thing that we try and help people with is licenses. When you come up with an idea, you can have some intellectual property in the idea, but when it turns into some code, it has to be given a license, and the license determines what other people can do with it.
And also in the incubation stage, that's where the mentors get involved. So the mentors are people who've got experience of doing open development in software, and they help people understand the language, the processes. It's all quite detailed at this point.
We also have another tool to help the users and the community understand how to make their project and their product sustainable, to think about business models and how people are going to support the project, how you're going to get people to come in later and develop it further, because, for example, technology changes, operating systems change, browsers change, and you have to sustain things.
If they find that there is a way forward, that there is a collaboration to be had here, that there is a potential market, and that they do actually want to move forward and invest resources in creating something, then we move on to the project stage.
And there you'll learn where you can go and see the project, what it does, and whether it's actually sustainable.
And the project stage is where we actually create stuff. There is a genuine output that can be sold by the partners. It might be the software is being sold, or it might be the services being sold. Some partners might not be selling a service, they might be doing it for a family member or a friend or whatever. Everybody at the project stage has some self-interested reason for being involved and staying around and making that project a success.
I think the one thing that the Realise Marketplace may have achieved, and I hope will achieve for the future, is the opening up of assistive technology, not just to disabled users, not just to those who know about the world in the terms of assistive technology, but also to those who work with ICT generally, e-learning, all sorts of areas of computer software.
We've achieved an understanding, a better understanding between the open innovation community and the assistive technology communities.
For me, the most important part is the processes that are embodied within that tool and the people who are there to help guide. And the goal there is to ensure that anybody who does want to engage with open innovation, does want to explore this within the accessibility space, we're able to guide them through the thought processes, help them understand what different IP management processes mean, what different licenses mean, what business models are available, and how they can strengthen their collaborative opportunities.
This work has led to the development of a new methodology for developing and evaluating innovative devices and systems.
So we've achieved a higher level of understanding about open innovation in the accessibility space.
I think the future, I hope, is going to be rosy for the Realise Marketplace.
What's quite interesting is Realize is an open source software project. So we have the interesting issue that Realize itself is a project on Realize, which takes some getting round. So we're looking at the sustainability and how we can get further funding to keep Realize going.
What worries me is the scalability of the mentoring aspects of the process management. The tool can just be left running and it can just be a database. But the mentoring of individuals, we need to create a true open innovation community for that to happen. So for me, that's what's next. There's a lot of work with getting people to actually work within the Realise tool and become a successful community.
I feel that Realise is very promising in its potential for close links with the community and for focusing on what the community needs and what the community is developing and ideas that come directly from the community.